Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you may be. I'm making this video to kind of just go over some Canva tips and tricks for GSG's Communications and Marketing Committee. This is just a few pointers to make sure when we're designing our flyers that we have our UAB branding in there, as well as we're trying to be a little bit consistent. And the first thing I want to talk about really is just the styles, because when you open up Canva, I think typically we see there's a lot of things already made. You open it up and you're like, oh, there's these recommendations. First thing we want to do is we really want to keep them all with a Twitter size, Instagram size. Instagram is probably our limiting factor. So typically when I'm looking them up, I'll be like Instagram, fried chicken day, something, whatever I'm looking for. And that helps me pull up all the designs that are going to be um, mainly for Instagram. You can also change the categories, and that way you get this nice little square. Sometimes when there are other types of sizes, they may not post completely when we're adding them to the social media. But let's take a look at one that we made back in June for July 6th. This was National Fried Chicken Day. And one of the things I wanted to point out was we made sure we were consistent with our style. We want to make sure that we're using the UAB branded colors. And so when you click over here on styles, it's going to be on the left-hand side. You will see that for our Canva account, the brand colors are already there. And you can see that we made this one with brand colors. And if you want to change it, you're like, well, I don't know if I want to do green. You can easily just click it and you see it will actually shuffle through all the different colors that could become a part of this brand. Maybe you like that one and now you want to shuffle here, you can do so as well here. And all this does is it allows us to make sure that we're branding with these UAB colors. And now all of our UAB flyers have that nice green, gold, green, gray backgrounds. Okay? And you'll see most of our flyers, they do have all these colors. Now, some flyers, especially if they're holiday specific, such as July 4th or Valentine's Day, it's very tricky to UAB brand those colors. So when you can, please brand. The second tip I want to talk about is when you add in an upload, we need to make sure that all flyers have our GSG logo. This is really important for marketing yourselves as a brand and an organization. But you may also see that some of your flyers may need other uploads. There's a ton of things. There's UAB Cares, there's other uploads, and you may see that you need more relevant information, such as here's the UAB Cares logo, and for Fried Chicken Day, we went through and we actually found out, well, how often do you eat fried chicken, and then some other data. And this is just to make our post interesting, to give our audience a visual with some extra little facts and tidbits, for trivia if they ever need it. And this also just kind of helps us stay consistent in what we're offering. We're not just celebrating a holiday, we're telling you about it too. The other thing I want to talk about today, when you want to add in elements. Elements allow you to decorate and be creative, and I think y'all got this one down. Everything I see always has lots of elements. So we have an element here. You can see it's like a wave. We got the chicken in there. We got other symbols. And you can find all these elements again if you go over to the left. You can search for anything. You want to find a turtle, you got turtles. You get clip art, you get animated, you get real images. It gives you some suggestions. Maybe you really wanted a shark and it knew that. Or maybe you wanted a jellyfish. It gives you all sorts of different ideas to say, hey, these are really cool elements that we can upload into our flyer. You have recently used, you have your basic shapes, you have other graphics. They have a lot of ideas that kind of let you go through. And this allows us to make sure that when we are designing our flyers, they look good and they're creative. I know a lot of the flyers I've had to go back in and add in the GSG logo and a few other elements, and I'm not going to do that from now on. When you hand me the flyer, it's going on as it is, and if it's missing a GSG logo, I'm just not going to put it up there, okay? So that's not to be mean, it's just to be consistent, all right? So going back over our tips and tricks is just a quick reminder. Again, when we're looking at any of these, so even if you're taking out this flyer, you can find all these design pieces over here on the left, from elements to uploads. You can even add text in it, but the main one is making sure you understand styles So again, you can flip around those brand colors and you can shuffle them. You can add in the uploads. If you need someone's picture, we have all the exec committee members. We have other information, relevant information. I know there's a lot of QR codes. We need to go through and delete these, which I will slowly get to those. And then finally adding in elements to make sure they're creative. As long as we make sure we're doing these things and that we're hitting these 3 little tips, then we can be sure that our GSG CAM flyers, they're going to look great and they're going to be well received. Other than that, thank you for all the work you're doing. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Last thing, when you get done with your flyer, you do not have to download them and send them to me. Just send me a quick email letting me know which flyers are done and ready. That way I can get with the Hootsuite team and we can get these things uploaded and ready to be scheduled for publishing. Lastly, as always, remember when you're working on flyers, the deadline, we need them the 28th of the month prior to the event holiday. So if you have any questions, as always, let me know.